This is where the cog rail train comes up. So coming down off the Mount Washington, it's quite rocky up here. They're grippy rocks, it's easy. Yeah, just going down a rocky path. You see we're gonna wind up along those cairns. Starting day 154, and we're at the top of Mount Washington, descending southbound to 302, which is Route 302. And I mentioned that I put the beanie on to keep my head warm, and I look like a sea captain. I should start singing some shanties as I go down. Yeah. So my signature saying when I put the cap on is "Time to get crispy." So yeah, I worried about wearing this hat at the beginning of the trail, and people wanted to start calling me crispy. But on the back it says meaty, and that would be even worse. So yeah, we're up here, and we didn't pick. The weather picked an amazing day for us. It's yeah, it's great. It's about 50 degrees. There's a breeze at the top, but not bad, and as we drop it's getting less, so it's pretty good. Well, this kind of hiking really reminds me of being a kid growing up on the beach and running the jetty rocks. You can move pretty quickly. You just got to look ahead and plan where your feet are going to go. All right, we're looking at Lake of the Clouds Hut. And I guess that's Lake of the Clouds. Yes, I know I need a haircut. So one of the things we battle with again is, can we get down off this trail before it's dark? And today we got a pretty late start. You can't, I think you can't even drive up the mountain. The gates don't open until 9, so there's that. It's a pretty healthy drive up. And then we did the touristy things at the very top. A couple other things slowed us down. So we're running a little behind. And worst case, we may have to finish with headlamps. I was just talking to one of the locals who hikes these trails, and he said, "Oh, that last bit is where it gets really sketchy." He gave it a name for it, I don't remember. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's still light when we hit it. So, yeah. A few weeks ago I learned a new word here on the trail. It's called car wash. What it means is to walk through these thick pine trees on each side after a rain. And they hold a lot of water, and they bristle brush you as you go through. All right, there's the top of Mount Washington. That's how far we've walked. It's been about an hour and a half, I think. So 3 hours ago, we were on top of that mountain on the far. That's Mount Washington with the towers on it. Woo! Yeah, so we recently left Mizpah Hut and are heading further down. We're about 5.5 miles from our final destination, Route 302. Just want to say that it's been like an awesome day. Weather couldn't have been better. It's still great. It's nice out, a little cool. The slightest of breezes. Perfect, right? And the trail's been awesome. Now I know we're going to hit a section that's going to be a little challenging. But for now, it's been great. Just met a couple of hikers on the trail, including one that we met before. Had a nice chat. Spent some time at the Mizpah Hut. And Buzz and I had a cup of fresh coffee and a piece of coffee cake. Yeah, courtesy of the AMC. So thank you. It was awesome. Still, our goal is to get down to 302 before it's dark. And it's starting to look kind of doubtful that we can do that. Depending on how much pace we can keep up. But we know if it gets sketchy, which supposedly it will, I don't know, we've had at least a half a dozen people say, oh, wait till you get to that spot. So, yeah, that's going to slow us down. So anything that slows us down means we're finishing in the dark. And the profile for the elevation is steep all the way down to the road. Very thankful for these boards. I wouldn't want to walk through this. All right, for those who don't hike or don't hike like this, the stacked blazes means your trail has changed direction. We were going straight. Obviously there's a rock wall, so it has to change direction. Now we go up that. First of the sketchy stuff. Well, check out Mount Washington in the background. Again, boggles my mind. We walked that far in some hours. I don't know, 6 hours? Wow. That might have been a hut we stopped at. I don't even know. But check the view. We're hiking up to the top of Mount Jackson. All right, we are now on top of Mount Jackson. We're at 4,052 feet. We do, the trail keeps breaking out into these views. And, I decided, well, I'm not going to video all of them because I'm not going to have a video of just a bazillion views. That doesn't make sense. But it is pretty freaking awesome, right? Check it out. All right, when people were talking about how sketchy it gets on the descent, I think we've hit some of it. Definitely. This feature, if nothing else, that's like 40 or 50 feet down to go. So far the features aren't so hard, it's the shrubbery that's getting to be a pain in the butt. It's a bit overgrown through here. Full car wash mode. Boom. Still have sun. And just poking over the very leftmost mountain in the background is Washington. That's where we started today. And you can barely see the towers on it now. One other point is good is that I think Buzz and I were both concerned. We've had a pretty hard 3 days of hiking, and we're both pretty worn out, and our muscles and legs hurt and everything. And a little concerned about, this is a pretty long descent off of Mount Washington. And I wasn't thinking we couldn't do it, but like, how hard was it going to be? And I think for both of us, it's really not been that hard. So that's good. And we're both pleased with that. So that bodes well for tomorrow, doing the northern section of Mount Washington. But the northern section trail is a bit longer. So one of our goals will be to get an earlier start so that we have more daylight available. That's the goal. We'll see how it works.